Hey y'all, it's Alicia and welcome back to Alicia's Crafty Hoplop. And I am wearing a new t-shirt that the husband got me. It says, "Touch my coffee, I will slap you so hard even Google won't be able to find you." It's with the Grinch. It's super cute. He got that for me as part of my holiday presents and it was super fun. He also got me the Hallmark socks I was coveting. So what a really fun treat. We've just had a very quiet 24 hours. I slept a lot more than I usually do, probably just my system adjusting to the vaccine. But up early today and busy, that's for sure. Today I'm doing a little bit of crafting, a little bit of Crafty reorg. I'll do a little bit of mail. I'd hoped to do some more mail yesterday, y'all. You just gotta bear with me a little bit as I'm adjusting to the vaccine. So yesterday I needed a lot more sleep than I normally do. Today I'm feeling better. We'll see as the day goes on. So just bear with me. But I am doing the Crafty reorg and inventory. And I will tell you, some things kind of surprised me. So I knew I had a dollar store problem. Just like Soleil was like, "I'm not buying any more paper till I use up this paper." I am not Dollar Treeing it. Okay, so I told you all that. And I did run out of eyelets, which is so bizarre. Normally the amount of eyelets I order every year is the same, and I tend to use the same amount. Not this holiday season. I wiped out my eyelet stash. So I'm actually expecting a delivery today. Not a very exciting thing, so I probably won't share it with you. It's just eyelets. But I ran out of eyelets. But I also really depleted my floral stash, which was surprising. I didn't realize until doing the Crafty inventory that I was running a little low on flowers. So that's something over the next few months I'll invest in. I will tell you this, I do much better as a shopper if I know what I'm low on and I order it annually. I do better because if I'm impulse shopping, then I add things I don't need. And I know that. It's a personal weakness, but you have to know who you are. So you know how I order my flat packs every year? Like I order for the whole year. And I tend to not need any more. Occasionally I'll order one specialty pack for Halloween or something. But actually, like I make one flat pack order a year, they come, I use them all, I'm happy with them, and I reorder again the next year. Sequins are kind of like that too. I order most of my sequins from Cartwright and I order the specialty ones from Alina or KS Craft. I typically order them ahead for the year. This year I was blessed. I was blessed by a few subscribers with some extra sequins, but again, I blew through a ton over the holiday season. Don't know how that happened. Didn't make that many shakers, so I'm not really sure what happened. I did do a bunch of sequins mixes, but still, that was very strange. So at some point in the new year, I will have to do a sequins order from Cartwright. I have enough specialty sequins. I'm a little low on things like pinks, so temporarily I got some from Hobby Lobby. They're a little bit more expensive than Cartwright's and not as funky, but they'll do. But eventually I'll have to make a sequence order. Not yet, but eventually. So flowers were a bit surprising, sequins were surprising. And then I don't know about you all, but as I said, I don't typically do Valentine's Day crafting. So thanks to Monty, I have some La La Love to work with, and I have some paper that is not Valentine's Day specific, but it's what I'm going to use for my Valentine's Day crafting. And I'll tell you why. I do not love any of the collections. And there aren't that many. Probably my favorite out of all of them is Prima's Love, and I don't love the ephemera. So I was like, well, you don't love the ephemera. And there is one by Simple Stories, and I don't love all the paper patterns. And there's one by, I actually prefer the old Michael's Hot Buy, which was on sale, but my area sold out of it, that I liked the best out of everything. But I'm just not a fan, I guess, of any of the paper collections for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to use La La Love with some of my other paper and just make it work. And that's it. Which is, it's too bad. And I'll probably do some mixed media stuff for Valentine's Day too, to do something different with that steampunk heart from DIY. So that's my thought. Now, I don't know if you all have stumbled across a fabulous Valentine's Day kit that I don't know about. I mean, I think Authentiques is really cute, but we did a ton of it last year, so I'm kind of like over it. I'm over it. I thought it was really cute last year, but I'm over it. And we just didn't get a lot of new stuff, and I'm not that inspired. So I'm certainly not investing in that. I'll use what I have, and I'll just have to be more creative. But in terms of my paper stash, I could use a few interesting pieces to broaden, but those I can do over time. I went through a ton of specialty paper, that is for sure. I went through a ton of specialty paper at Christmas. But what's interesting is that throughout the year, I use paper that's patterned, like scrapbook pad paper. And it's at Christmas time that I really, really use my specialty paper. So while I'll use some for Valentine's Day, it won't be to the same extreme that I did at Christmas. So again, when it goes on sale, I'll pick it up, but there's nothing urgent. So really the only things I'm quite low on are things like flowers, paper flowers. And I'll wait till I see some I fall in love with. Or I'll learn to make them better myself, which is one of my crafty aspirations. I will tell you that I think in addition to doing paper flowers this year, my other focus is going to play a little bit more with media. I am interested in paper glazes. I am interested in embossing for effect. I am very interested in things like what Misty showcased from Lindy's Stamp Gang. I've looked at Lindy has a special embossing powder that I'm kind of gaga over. And a few other of their products that I love that I want to play around with. And I'm a little bit curious about the Magicals from Finnabair that are both paint and powders and pigment and can be used in different ways. So maybe this is going to be a floral mixed media meets special effect kind of year. I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. But that is what I'm up to. I am doing my Crafty org and inventory. I'm making sure I know what I have, what I need to eventually purchase, and what I should not be purchasing at all. And again, the Dollar Tree is a no-no. So I did go through a lot of trim, and I love trim, and I went through a ton. But I can slowly pick that up when it's on sale and when I fall in love. So I don't feel like that's urgent either. So it's good to do this. It's really good to do this. And to be sure of what you have and maybe what you buy too much of and what you don't buy enough of. And I know that because I like making books, last year I realized I didn't have enough bookmaking supplies. This process always helps me understand my making better and what I'm interested in. But I do think that this is going to be a year where you're going to see me playing more with inks and glazes and clay and some silicone molds for clay and some other things. I think you're going to see that. But we'll see, y'all. We'll see. You just never know with me. I always like to mix that with some clean crafting, so you'll always have that mixed in there too. But these are my discoveries as I'm doing my Crafty reorg. I did move my paper cutter and my die cutter out to the lanai. Husband was none too happy because he gave me the whole front room and I've just cleared my desk. Why? It's easier for me to keep it clean out here. It's just easier. I needed stations. So I am in the midst of a messy reorg. And I'm going to redecorate. I bought some cute pink lights to put up anything you send me, and cards and a display, and I'm also setting up for work my dry erase board. So it's a real period of transition here, and I think I'm going to paint. So there's a lot going on here at the Hoplop. The other thing I need to do, y'all, is upgrade my technology. I have a new halo light system. I have a new microphone. I have new technology. I need to get with the program. I have put it off and off and off because I've had so many other things on my plate. But at some point this week, that's got to happen too. I wish I was more like the Posh Paper lady in some ways, where I knew that Mondays I was going to do this kind of activity and Tuesdays you would know I would do this. But this is Hoplop land. And I tend to either respond to a request you have, or I tend to move with my artistic spirit. And so I'm never going to be the girl that's going to remember to say Wednesdays we're going to do stamping. Because what if I don't feel like doing stamping on Wednesdays? What if I'm inspired to do die cutting? So I'm afraid I'm never going to be that scheduled. This is the Hoplop. But I promise you we are going to be doing some new things this year. And I'm excited about that while still doing all the things we love. Speaking of all that, let's do a craft live tomorrow. We haven't done one in a long time, and I know tons of people would really like to do one. So I'm setting it for 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, y'all, Pat won't be there to send you a text to remind you. I know that she did that for tons of people. I'll remind you tomorrow, but that's 5 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be working on some embellishments, but it's up to you what you want to work on. And let's just hang out together and craft and chat and have a good time. I hope you'll join us. I really do. Wishing for you a happy and a healthy day. Happy weekend, y'all. Happy weekend.